Hey everyone, it's Dan, and welcome back to another tutorial. This time we're going to be working on the large snow base with workshop. Thank you to everybody that liked and commented on the community post that I made with this and the cozy snow cabin. It was super close actually, but this one just won out by about 3 or 4 votes. So here we go. You'll see on the screen now a list of items you'll need to make this. And so, without further ado, we'll begin. The location for this build, so you don't need that one, you need this one here. We are at 9.6 latitude, 72.5 longitude in the snowy biome. And it's Wilderness is the name of the area it's in. Just by this lake here, it's quite a nice location. It's got obviously plenty of resources around at this kind of stage in the game when you might be building this base. You've got water nearby, wood, stone, metal mountain is not far away from here either. The only sort of downside for this location is going to be the wildlife. I have been scouring the snow biome for quite a bit, trying to find somewhere that's not got anything nasty around it. There's not actually many at all, if any. This is like the quietest spot that I've been able to find. There's not a lot of stuff around here that's going to be too much of an issue. Across the lake you get most of the nasty stuff, but it doesn't really cross over here. It ends up staying over that way. You get some RGs, but apart from that, it's pretty nice. So, to begin with, we're going to start by placing our stone foundations. With this build, if you're doing it in the same location up here, you want to start up the shoreline and just put the first foundation down and lower it just to about that high. I wish I could tell you exactly how high that was, but I can't. Just so it's like a little step up. I'm going to place 3 of those. Actually, I'm going to move this over 1. Just so we're not too close to that rock. Like that. That's going to be the outside porch, and then this is the inside. And then in the middle here it's going to be a 3x3. That's the centre of the build. And then come out this way 4, and then 3 across. And we'll go ahead and get rid of this rock here. So that's a 3x4 section here. That's the workshop area. And on this side, the same exact layout, 3x4 again. Should snap, there you go. And just to make sure there's nothing interfering with the build, we'll get rid of this rock as well. Now, depending on where you're building this, if you're obviously on a very flat area, you can use foundations for the remaining part. Because I assume that perhaps you're going to build it in the same spot that I'm building it now, the riverbank here slopes away too much to use foundations. So to save a mix and match of foundations and ceilings, we're just going to go straight for the ceilings. So you want to come out 2x6, sorry, 2x3 with the ceilings, and then switch the quarter ceilings to the triangles and put them on the end here, and that just rounds off that bit, and this will be the bedroom area. Now we'll come underneath, and you want to grab your stone walls and just place them around the edge. You'll find they're going to want to snap to that top snap point. Just press Q to bring that down to the bottom. You'll have to do that most of the way around, unless you get lucky and it snaps to the bottom for you. And that blends it all in like one big foundation, and that's the bottom of the that's the main foundation for the house done now. Next we'll come around the bottom with stone pillars. I like to line these up so they're perpendicular with this this front edge here, so they're not angled diagonally, they're straight like that. And then line that one up with this wall here. Same again on this side. Like that. So you've more or less got a stone pillar every one wall around here except for the front. And then we'll go ahead and do these corner pillars here. And these are going to go around the majority of the build. Of course, you don't have to put the stone pillars in these sections where it's very close to the ground. It's just I like to complete that look all the way down to the surface. So if you feel like that's wasteful, of course, go ahead and save those pillars for later on. We can also go and put the rest on here as well. So that's what you don't want, at least for me. Again, you can do whatever you like with the shape of those if you want to. So that's most of the, well, that's all of the ground pillars done. The lower levels of them at least. We'll get started on the walls next. So starting at the front, you grab your quarter stone walls and just put those either side facing inwards. And then go back and grab the stone, the full stone walls, and you want to switch them to a stone doorway. And sorry, you want to flip that the other way around. like that. And that way you should have just the wooden portion facing outwards. And then go ahead and put the quarter walls on top. Like that. And in the middle section it's going to be a stone double doorway. It should be the usual orientation though for these middle ones. Like that. Now it's going to be stone walls the majority of the way around here. And too high as well. Leave a gap here. That's where the stone dinosaur gateway is going to go for the workshop. And here on the front, if you switch those to stone doorways again, and go ahead and flip them. And these will be the bedroom windows. Switch back to the normal wall. That rock came back very fast, didn't it? I've got my resource respawn settings too low, sorry about that. And then back to the stone doorways and flip it again, so the wooden bit's going to be showing on the outside. And these will be the windows in the kitchen. So that's the stone walls done around the lower level. Then grab your wooden walls. I'll get the snap point in a second, there we go. Like that around the front. Just one layer of wooden walls around this part of the house. Up to there. Oh. Obviously, don't do that. Like so. And this is going to be the larger section of the house in terms of how vertical it goes. The higher roof will be over this part of the house, where it's lower over the kitchen and the bedroom. So we'll start with the roof ends, and to do those on this lower portion here, it's going to be a single wooden wall like that, and then sloped roof pieces here. Cut. Okay, so starting with the roof end pieces, you're going to want to get up your quarter walls. Flip them so the darker wooden bit is showing on the outside, and lay them up 2 times so it's like a normal wall would be. And then grab your sloped walls, attach them to the sides. And then you want to snap them so that they fill the middle layer there, so you get that point over the middle wall. Like that. Then quarter wooden ceilings here on the top. You'll recognise this design from my other builds, where you get an overhang. And a quarter wall in the middle, like that. Coming around to the front of the house. More or less exactly the same thing. Again, just make sure you switch the variant on the quarter wall so that you get the alternating slots there like that. And that way when you put the sloped wall in, it'll fit together nicely. Like that. And then just snap these sloped walls at the top. They're snapping to the quarter walls we placed in the middle. And we'll come to the front here. You want to grab stone ceilings for this one. They just come out 1 by 3 from the front. That's going to form your porch section. Quarter walls again. Just remember to switch back to the first variant when you start the lower level, and then the second variant for the top. Like that. Sloped walls either side. And then in the middle as well. It's going to be that same format the whole way around. And you want the quarter ceiling to snap to the top here. Like that. And a quarter wall. And bring that across all the way up to the edge on this one. I'll go ahead and finish that up here as well. So 2 quarter ceilings. And a quarter wall in the middle. Like that. So you should be having something looking a bit like that at this point. And then the last end piece we'll do for now is this one here. So again, same thing, back to the first variant when you start this. Second variant for the top layer. Switch back to your sloped walls. Put them either side and then snap to the quarter walls for the middle bit, which will complete the point of the roof like that. Quarter ceilings at the top. And then a quarter wall in that middle section at the top there. So that's your roof end piece is complete. Before we put the roof on, we'll go ahead and put the dinosaur gateway in. You want to make sure this is flipped, so it's going to be protruding out from the front. Like that. And then just to complete that front look with the workshop entrance, you need to grab your stone foundations again. And you put 4 along the front like that. And now we'll go ahead and put the roof on. So like my other builds, you're going to be snapping these to the quarter wall at the top, so that way you get the overhang on the front. But unlike my other builds, you're going to be attaching the roof to the bottom of the top one, rather than overlapping. So you want to go ahead and extend this, if we can get the snap point. There we go. Across the front. Like that. And then extend it 1 extra on the top layer. Because we're going to use the corner walls to line them up. Come to the other side. And do the same thing. So getting that snap point is the real challenge, really, with this. Don't forget Q is your friend with this kind of build. Just keep snapping through until you get the right one. Now coming to the front of the house. I'll do the porch first. Like that. And then the reason we put that other quarter wall is so we can snap it to that with the overlap, and that way it doesn't intersect with the inside of the house. Come to the other side and do the same thing. Like that. That's the porch finished. And go ahead and do the same thing with the front of the top roof section at the front of the house here. And then one extra on that top layer. That's where we're going to have the corner pieces. So grab them. Switch it to the wood roof corner variant. And go ahead and snap those into place. Fill in the gaps there. Nice and satisfying. There we go. So with that finished, we'll come to the smaller end over the kitchen. Grab your roof pieces again. It's the same method again. So just attaching it to that quarter wall we placed earlier. Grabbing the right snap point, and not the wrong one. Just want to keep that coming 4 across is what you want to aim for. Okay, so with the kitchen roof finished, we'll go ahead and finish the remainder of the top part of the roof here. So you want to build the rest of the roof out using the corner pieces to start with, like that. Just snap those on, like so. Then go back to your wooden roof pieces. Snap them on like that. And then corner pieces again for the middle here. Like so. And then we're going to come out this way. Once more. So there's one more layer of roof coming out like that. That's where you should be at now. And then we'll hit inside. And what we need to do next is bridge this gap here with a mixture of sloped wooden walls and the quarter walls. So you grab those, you want to snap them inverted. Go up two layers like that. And grab your quarter walls. 2 across the top like that. Then go back to your sloped walls and go down the other side. Like that. Fill in the gap with the same method we used on the roofs at the bottom. The roof end pieces like that. And then snap the last of the sloped wall pieces to the bottom of the quarter wall. So they're going to the bottom of this quarter wall here, and they're filling in that last triangle that we had left there, like that. And then you get that nice arched piece like so. And before we move on from that one, you want to grab quarter walls and quarter ceilings again and insert them here. Reason being is you want to have the same look as we do over here, because that'll come into place later on when we use the inverted sloped roof pieces to make the roof accents later on in the tutorial. Go ahead and get that quarter wall snapped in there like that. And then we can actually finish the kitchen roof with this now, because you can snap the last roof pieces to those sloped ones we just placed. Like that. Moving across this way, on quarter walls, attach them to the top part of the sloped wall like that. And then quarter ceilings, and then bridge the gap across the build like that. And then you can then work your way down with quarter walls on the same side, like so. And then from here, we can do the same thing as we've done here. And that will then allow us to build the rest of the roof out. So go ahead and grab the inverted roof pieces. I'll place the first one like that. Another one like that. Now grab your quarter walls again. Again, you want to go across the gap like so. And then the sloped roof pieces come back down the other side. Again, fill in the top section with sloped roof pieces, same as the roof ends that we did earlier. And then again, snapping it to the quarter wall, you can fill in that lower level like this. Like so. And then you can see that's going to set us up nicely so that we can then go ahead and do the roof over the bedroom. So grab those roof pieces like so. Bring them down so it's a 2x4. Again, 2 layers just like every other bit of the roof we've done so far. And then come up top here, quarter wall in the middle, and then quarter ceiling either side again, same as everything else with the roof end pieces like that. And that will give you that final snap point, just to give you that end overhang over the bedroom portion. And then using the sloped roof pieces, cut. And then using quarter walls, you want to build down. Make sure you're on the second variant for these bits, and then switch back to the first variant for the bottom. And that'll give you a normal looking wall, but made up of quarter walls. Then take your sloped roof pieces, fill them in on the ends. And then snapping them to the quarter walls, you can then fill in that top gap. And again, that's exactly the same format as the rest of the roof end pieces. And that gives you that finish like that. And that's the majority of the roof finished in terms of its main structural element. That's now all in place. So we can then work our way inside. And go ahead and fill in some of these empty spaces. And these are going to end up being windows. So you want to grab your quarter walls, switch to the railing. Want to snap to the top quarter walls like that, and then to the bottom ones and flip it like that. And then you get a similar window variant as what we were using on the stables last time. So again, snap it to the quarter walls, flip it, snap it to the lower section here, and flip it again. You get a nice diamond window like that. Now here you want to take out these roof pieces. I apologise, I've made the mistake with those. They need to be quarter walls. And because they're going on the top, you want to switch to that second variant. And then to the railings, and it's the same format as what we've just done on those windows there. So snap to the top quarter walls and flip so they're pointing downwards. And then the lower wall and flip it. You get that nice diamond window. Like that. And then we'll head back outside and finish the pillars around the edge. So there's going to be a lot of stone and wooden pillars now. So we'll start off with the stone. So on this edge of the workshop, in the middle, you want to go up 2 stone pillars. Leave the corners as one high. Then on this back side of the workshop, I want to put them up 2 high in the middle. Again, leaving the corner pieces 1 high. And then we'll come around to the porch. And you want to snap to the corners of the porch ceiling. And bring the pillars down on the ends there like that. Next, switch it to a beam. And we'll just work our way around the bottom layer here. That's going to be beams all the way around the edge. Again, apologies for that rock being in the way. I'll have to come inside for that bit. So that's the lower perimeter there, made up of stone beams. I'm just going to go ahead and try and get rid of that rock again. Back to your stone beams. And go around the top edge of the workshop with these. So just splitting the stone and the wood. The stone beams there. Up to the roof. One on this side. There's nothing around the edge of the kitchen. Except for on this edge. Like that. So that's the far end of the kitchen. Stone beams along the top. And then same again on above the front door. And that goes all the way around into the workshop then. But these lower levels here primarily don't have them. Coming to the bedroom end, it's going to be wooden beams along the front here. Make sure they snap to the diagonal. Like that. And then grab your quarter walls, quarter ceilings, and if you come outside the builds, you want to snap them to the edge of the sloped wall piece and flip it so that you get the plank showing on the outside. Like that. And that way it sort of seals the house, makes it airtight, and you don't get too much of the quarter ceiling showing on the inside either. It still feels nice and open, but that hole is sealed up now, so there's no gaps. So heading back to the outside, I'll grab the remainder of the wooden pillars, and they're going to snap to the tops of the stone pillars. So again, for my preference, I want to make them line up with the bottom pillar. Again, you can do that however you like. And sorry, these end pieces here on the kitchen, There should be 2 stone beams and then wood on the top like that. And then just another step for the exterior, using your wooden ladders. Just want to come and put them and snap them either side of these stone pillars here. And that goes on both sides. And then again here as well on these pillars that we placed on the long side on the back. I'm going to aim for the stone pillar when you do that and hit Q just to get the snap side on both sides. Like so. And that's all the pillar work around the edge of the house done. The last few pillars we need to put are on the porch. And they're wooden ones again. Just on the top and front of the roof end piece for the porch. Then you want to grab your quarter walls, switch them to railings. Snap them to the stone pillar like that till you get the higher diagonal angle, and then flip it up like so. Same again on this side. And then you want to snap another one to this edge here. Like that. Grab your stone quarter walls, switch them to railings, and they go either side of the porch like that. And then they encompass the stone foundations here, either side of the stone gateway for the workshop, like that. Come around to the back. Grab your stone ceiling. It's going to come out like so. This will be where the water tanks are going to be stored. You want to go and get the wooden quarter ceilings. 2 like that. Grab your roof pieces, switch them to a stair. And that comes down the side like that. Stone quarter walls in the railing form. Snap them to the bottom stone pillar until you get it up like this. So it's the steepest angle you can have. And then put railings around the edge, leave this space open here. Come into the water's edge. Want to grab a... In this case I'm using a metal tap, but really a stone tap works just as well. Place that down like so. I like to grab a stone pillar. Just snap it to the end of where the tap is. And then grab a stone quarter wall with the railing. And snap it down like that. I just think it gives it some nice structural reinforcement, just instead of having a little tap like this. Feels like it goes somewhere. And that could be like the way that the plumbing starts and leads into the house. And just to follow that theme, I put a stone pillar there like that, and then a beam like that, as if maybe that's where the plumbing connects and leads into the house. And if you go ahead, and in this case I'm using metal water tanks, just put 2 like that. You can use stone, of course, that doesn't matter too much. It's just a way of having sort of a reserve of water, but I quite like how that looks. We'll then come on to the roof detail. So to start with, we're going to grab the wooden quarter walls with the railings, snap those at the top of the roof and flip them so that you get the pointy side up. Sorry. There's a lot of snap points on the roof, unfortunately, so it can be sometimes quite tricky to get the right one. I do find aiming for the end of the railing you've just placed does help line that up. Doesn't always work in your favour though. That's just building an ARK, unfortunately. When you get to these odd end roof pieces, just aim for the very end and it should snap and overlap with the previous railing you've placed. Like that. Now around the edges of the roof, snap to the end so they're in line with the angle of the roof, and then flip it so you get the pointy side again sticking out. You want to go around the edge of all the roofs and do that. And that's the edge of the roof done as well. Then on the ends of the roofs, I'm going to grab your sloped wooden wall pieces, and they're going to snap like that. So inverted and pointing outwards, and they're snapping to those quarter walls that we placed on the inside at the start of the build. At the top of this roof, I want to snap the sloped roof piece to the top, pointing upwards. And it's the same on the edges around here as well. Sometimes it doesn't always want to work for you. And it could be because I haven't placed a a quarter wall in there, which I haven't. So if you've been following along correctly this whole time, you'll have the same problem. I apologise. I'm going to go ahead and grab the quarter walls like that. Sorry, the quarter ceilings, apologies, and then the quarter wall. Switch it to the wall. And then get it to snap in the middle like that. And that will fix the problem that I was just having. Sorry again about that one. Again, snap it to the front, inverted, pointing upwards. Like that. And then snap the top ones to the roof, pointing upwards. Like that. So that's the sort of the roof accent pieces almost finished. The last bit you want to do with these is grab wooden pillars and snap them to the uppermost sloped roof pieces. And that's the roof accents finished. Now we'll come back inside. I'll switch it to daytime again. Now we can start working on the interior. I'm going to leave the windows till the very end just so we don't lose too much light in here, because it will get a bit darker once we put the door and the windows in. So starting at the front, you want to get quarter stone walls. Snap them around the foundations near the front door. Like that. And then grab stone ceilings, snap those into the middle. Like so. Now on the edges of the sort of entrance hall portion we're in now, you go for your quarter walls with the first variant. Place 2 down like that. And then grab your wooden walls, switch them to a double doorway, and snap them to the foundation so that you get the blue hologram type thing. And that way you get these sort of thin beams. We'll be carrying that style all the way to the roof. Like so. Switch back to your quarter wall, to the railing, flip it upside down, then snap to that other railing and flip it the right way up, and then one more on top of that the right way up again, like so. Grab the quarter walls, the first variant, flip it so you get a darker wood showing, and that's going to go all the way across like that. Like so. Grab a wooden wall, switch it to the secret door, and that way you can snap it on top of these quarter walls and it will actually go inside of the doorway like that and won't demolish it when you put it down. Okay, so at the top you want to grab quarter walls again, bring them across from the top of the secret doorway. Again, flip them around. It's always the darker wood showing on the inside. 2 more quarter walls on top of the secret door like that. And then you can go ahead and fill the gap with sloped wooden roof pieces. Like that. And then this bottom layer, grab the quarter wall pieces, switch them to railings, and same as the windows we did earlier, just snap one the right way up to the top quarter walls and one upside down to the bottom quarter walls, and you get that nice small window, same as we did on the edges there. Like that. And that's your partition between the entranceway and the workshop area. And it's more or less the same thing on the other side, just smaller. So place those first 2 quarter walls down. And go back to your wooden walls, switch to the double doorway. Again, snapping to the foundation so you get the small beam showing. Bridge that up to the top, like that. Quarter walls, switch to railing. Again, snap those one on top of another. One upside down, one the right way up. And then one more the right way up on top. Like that. And grab your quarter wall again. Flip it so the dark side is showing. Sorry, I'll get that bit right in a second. There we go. Keep it on that first variant all the way along. And there's 2 more layers of quarter walls on top here. And grab your sloped wooden roof piece. And again, you just fill in the gap like we did on the other side. And that's the partition there into the kitchen area. I like the way that fits inside the other triangle. And it's dark and light. It creates quite a nice contrast there. Now for the bedroom, stone walls in the stone doorway variant. Make sure it's snapped so that it's green and you're getting the outside of the doorway showing. Like that. Then get a wooden wall, switch it to the secret doorway and flip it so that it's going to be that lighter side, the lighter side showing, so the green. Like that. Grab quarter walls and snap those to the second foundation in from those walls we just placed. Lay them up twice like that. And then on top it's a railing like that. And grab some sloped wooden roof pieces and they snap to the top like that, but flip it so that you get the darker wood showing. Like so. And that's all of the bedroom division done. You're going to want to go ahead and grab your wooden pillars. Attach them here at the edges of the stone doorway. And then here on this wall. And then because we put the quarter walls down, we can then snap a stone pillar like that. So you're snapping it to the quarter wall, that way they can intersect together. And then a stone beam like that across the top. And on the divisions between the entranceway and the workshop and kitchen, it's just wooden pillars all the way to the top. Like that. You want to extend these pillars here up to the top as well. And then here, switch to a wooden beam and cycle through the snap points till you get the beam that attaches to the sloped roof over the bedroom area. I just think that ties it in nicely with the that wooden quarter ceiling we had to put across at the start. Just add some nice support to the roof like it's being held up. I think that's quite good. And then in the centre here, a stone pillar, and then grab your wooden ladders and they just go around the edge of it like that. And that's just sort of like a centerpiece there for the entranceway. And in the workshop, quarter ceilings, and they run along the back of the workshop wall like that, just 4 across. And then pop a ladder on the end, like so. And come to this side, have a wooden ceiling, attach it to the top of the quarter wall, like that. Be a wooden ladder down from the top. You have to snap the lower ladder to the actual foundation itself, and that'll tie in like that. And then grab a quarter wall with the railings, put them around the edge like that. Now grab your wooden beams. And you're going to go all the way from the back to the front to where the door is, with those across the top. that. And then also from the ends of the workshop going into that beam we've just placed. Like so. And then with the railings, using the quarter wall pieces, you want to flip those so they are at the steeper angle and reaching up into the middle where the beams we just placed are. Again, just cycling through the snap points to get a steeper angle. Like that. And that gives you a nice sort of supported kind of truss work look on the workshop, which I think is nice. It makes it look quite industrial, and it looks like a working area, which I like. I like the way that looks. Now coming through to the kitchen area, I'll grab your quarter ceilings, wooden ones, and similar to the workshop, but just two wide there. And then a ladder on the end. And then it's greenhouse pieces for the windows. You can fill them in now. Then in here, it's going to be a stone dinosaur gateway, like that, and that's how it looks. Now the next step I'm going to show you is through the detail, so the interior design and sort of the accent pieces that I've done with the front. So we'll get started with that. So at the front here, you'll notice in that screenshot I showed you guys yesterday, that's using stone triangle pieces, which I don't think I've... no, they're here, sorry. They snap around the edges of the foundations here outside the door. That kind of nice crossover formation. Same again here, just go around the edge. And they should intersect together nicely. And you can pop a light source on there perhaps. I used the standing torches in my screenshot that I showed you. And coming inside, here in the entrance hall, we have these artifact pedestals either side on these platforms we built earlier, and then one on top of this pillar with the ladders there, so you can display your artifacts inside the main entrance to the house. I'll move next into the bedroom area. So in here, using the display mounts, I'll put them either side. I disable the snapping like that, and then one more on the top, like so. And then go ahead and grab your beds. And that just goes either side like that. And then on the very end of the bed, I place a bench. Like so. And then I've got a large storage chest on the side here. A small storage box on this side. And then here, obviously we've still got the absence of mirrors until we get the DLC where they were added. So I just put a little table here like that. and a trophy mount, which sort of resembles a mirror a little bit, if you use your imagination. And then if you go ahead and flip that chair around, change the alignment mode to free placing mode, and I just have it at an angle there like that. So that's sort of like a bit of a dresser, I guess you could say. You've got your large storage box there, and the bed, and the small storage box there. It sort of fills out the bedroom a bit nicely. Obviously you can add as much as you like in here, really. I mean, it's quite a big space. That's the reason I didn't put any doors in. It's because I like the way that the build really feels connected without any doorways. You know, you can just walk through the whole thing without having to open or close any doors. But there's also still some privacy, you know, you can't see into the bedroom from the front door. It's nicely cut off from the rest of the house too. But it is still nice and open and easy to get around. And so I'll just go back into ghost mode. Now in the workshop, grab your large storage chests again. And place those just so they're close to the edge. Like that. And you should be able to get 3 across the top. Like so. And underneath, again, switch this to full alignment mode for placing this, and it'll just snap nicely underneath the storage chest there. And those chests are still accessible from down here. You can get things out nicely, and they should, when you need to get a lot of things out at once, you know, a few heavy things perhaps, you can just throw them out and they will be thrown backwards and onto the floor here behind you. So they're still accessible, you can get everything out of them nice and easily. If you grab your forges, flip them around and just place 3 along the side here. On this side we have a smithy. Like that. Here I place mortar and pestles. Place a couple down there. Again, you can still walk in and out of this place nice and easy. And then up top on this platform, so I'll go back into ghost mode again so I'm not too quick. I want to place a generator. Like that. And you can snap that however you like. Doesn't matter too much. The main thing is that when you go up here, you can then access it nice and easy and put some fuel in. And that just sits up there nice and out of the way. Again, with the way that the power works now, you can distribute the power around the house nice and easy. And then lastly, we can move into the kitchen area. And we'll start this off with the fireplace. That just snaps to this pillar here in between the windows. Like that. I'll grab your industrial grill first and pop that in the corner. Like so. And in here, I'm going to put 2 refrigerators side by side like that. And then on top, a beer barrel. It's not always super easy to get it up there. Like that. All up against this wall here, I put the industrial cooker, like that. And then through the middle, you put tables. Just 2 normally is okay. Again, if you can get them to a free place together, that is of course ideal. Or else just 1 table is enough really. Just put 4 chairs round there. Like that. Put a little mortar and pestle on top, just for a bit of detail. And on this section here, if you grab your tap, just put that on this pillar like that. And you can turn these off now, which is nice. Have a table. You can get that in as close to the wall as you can get it. Like so. And then a mortar and pestle, and just put that underneath. And I mean, it's very basic, but it looks a little bit like a sink if you get it over the pot like that. And that's just a nice water source you can get into the kitchen for drinking or whatever you need. And that's the build pretty much finished. The interior design and the building of it itself. And for lighting, obviously with the generator in place, we can use the omnidirectional and then the normal sort of like street light, I guess it's called in this game. You can use whatever you want. I get that's kind of a personal preference of where you want the lighting to go. So you can really put that wherever you like. I haven't included that in the build list for that reason, just because you can you know, I mean, you can use torches if you wanted to. But, you know, a couple of lights here and there throughout the build is always good. And nothing too crazy. A few here in the bedroom. And sorry for the smithy not being there anymore. I've crashed about 3 times after trying to put the tap down earlier. So I had to rebuild the interior again, but that's all done. And then you can go ahead and switch all these on. They are quite bright, especially when everything inside here is covered in snow. But obviously you can dim those. And then yeah, you've got a nicely illuminated base now. Probably don't need 2 in here, just judging by how bright these are. But yeah, that's the end of the build, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for your continued support as well. I can't thank you all enough. Apologies for the delay on this one coming out. Just as I've had making this tutorial just now, I've been having so much trouble with crashes lately. Just getting some stuff done has been quite challenging. But I do really appreciate all of your patience. And I really hope you enjoy this one. I hope you enjoy building it, of course, if you give it a go. I think it is a pretty good base, especially sort of that mid-tier after you've worked your way up from the smaller houses. It's quite a nice sort of interim build before you get into the really big fancy stuff later on in the end game. And I'll see you all for the next one, hopefully soon. That'll be the small cozy snow cabin, which I sort of teased a couple of days ago, so that'll be the next one coming out in the next few days. But yeah, in the meantime, hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much again for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. Any feedback's good feedback, so please do leave it. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.